Discovery and WB are teaming up to be a superpower in the streaming wars. Mario Golf for the Switch is looking like it might be a hole-in-one. And Marvel's takeover of 2021 continues with clips of Black Widow and Loki. All that and the latest and everything cool today in The Rundown. Hey, welcome to The Rundown. My name is Victor Lucas, and I'm so happy to see you here. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the big news of today, which is brought to you by The Gaming Stadium. They are Canada's leader in online esports tournament facilitation. They've got tournaments happening every weekend, and you don't want to miss out on the action. You can join up with them at tgs.gg, and today's episode is dedicated to CM Nick TV, who says, what part of Village scared you the most? I personally would have to say the Dollhouse section was pretty freaking messed up, and I would agree with you. There is a specific monster in there that is terrifying, but I think for me it was the opening sequences of Resident Evil Village, because you don't quite know what's about to unfurl, and you have no bearing on how the monsters are going to come and kill you, and boy, do they ever. Freaky game, fantastic game, but let's get started with your rundown. The big news that's blasting all over the internet today is that Discovery Communications and Warner Brothers are merging in a massive new deal between Discovery and AT&T, who has sold off 29% interest in WB to Discovery for the price tag of $43 billion, which will then be used by the telecommunications giant to beef up their 5G infrastructure and to dip further into the services that they are more proficient at than in running a media company. And that's something that became abundantly clear as more and more news has started to filter out there about this massive deal. Now, what's going to happen is that Discovery is going to own 29% of this new company that is being created. AT&T, and through its Warner Brothers division, is going to own 71% of that. And under this massive new company, which is going to have a brand new name, even though it's going to be led by Discovery and headed up by Discovery's CEO, David Zaslav, it's going to have a new executive team and a new brand. But it's going to be this interesting combination of all kinds of brands that we're very familiar with. Of course, HBO Max from the WB side, CNN, DC Comics, WB Media, at least some aspects of WB Games is going to be a part of this as well. But integrated into this new streaming juggernaut, this massive media mega brand, is going to be Discovery Science Network, the HDTV network, Discovery proper, of course, the Food Network, Animal Planet. So it's going to be this interesting combination of reality-based programming and lots of scripted stuff, some news, some sports. It's a massive deal, and I think the idea here is to take on the juggernauts full on with between Netflix and Disney Plus. They're going to be trying to get all kinds of subscribers to this new mega network that's being developed. And David Zaslav said on a conference call to Wall Street analysts that we think together this combination makes us the best media company in the world. We will be one company, one culture, one mission, great stories, great content that entertains people in every country around the world. This is an incredibly aggressive deal. We don't know what the full ramifications are. Speaking from our specific interests in video games, we don't know how the developers at NetherRealm and Rocksteady and Monolith and TT Games, how is this all going to be incorporated? Is the video game component of this deal important to this new mega media brand? Maybe video games are going to be looped into the subscription. Maybe that's part of it as well, is to think about how you deliver content in a totally different way moving forward into this sort of metaverse, Ready Player One style. Certainly the technology that AT&T employs and the customers that they already reach is probably a big part of this as well. And of course, we're going to get faster and faster cellular service, internet that's always on and always around us everywhere we go. And I think that they're trying to create content that speaks to that, and that's what this whole partnership is going to be about. And who knows if this is just step one in the process. Maybe there's going to be even bigger deals that come out of this as well. The landscape is completely shifting. I don't think too many people out there would have predicted that this deal would have come together. And when you see all of these brands together, it does look a little bit incongruous, but that's kind of the size and scale that Netflix is playing at, and certainly what Disney Plus is playing at, particularly with their Nat Geo brands and all of the Fox stuff that they picked up as well. feels like you have to be at this scale. It's going to be interesting to see how this all shakes out. I just hope DC Comics is okay. I hope we get great new DC films and television shows, that those continue to happen. Maybe this means good things for Release the Snyderverse, and I especially hope that WB Games is treated well. And the other thing is that I really hope that they dip into the Midway Games catalog that WB owns as well. It's just sitting there. There's all of these classic, fantastic games like Joust and Spy Hunter and Smash TV and Robotron. They could be doing a lot more with that stuff. I hope that they get some people into the mix here that understand that and start to fund new projects in that direction. We'll find out soon. All right, now speaking of games that have been funded, we're going to be getting that new Mario Golf game very soon on the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo released a new features trailer for Mario Golf Super Rush, and they detailed some of the modes that are going to be in the game, and they also went through a lot of the different characters that we're going to be able to play as, and it was pretty damn cool. There's definitely taking a page from the Mario Kart experiences out there. Speed Golf is a front and center celebration of golf at a pretty fast clip. You have to race and run to the ball after you hit it. It's a battle to beat the course before everybody else. Of course, there are Mario-style power-ups and attacks and things that you can pull off to defeat your enemies, and they even one-upped that whole idea, and there is a game mode called Battle Golf, which honestly sounds like some kind of 1970s exploitation sci-fi movie or something, starring James Caan. Battle Golf. I would actually like to see that movie. But this is interesting because now we're in an arena and playing as these characters, and we can attack our opponents as we're trying to sink the putts and stuff. It's just crazy. There's also a role-playing element in there where you create a Mii and you have a whole story kind of campaign. It's called Golf Adventure. And there are lots of great characters that are going to pop up in this thing. Of course, we're going to be playing as Mario and Luigi, but while Luigi is in there, we can play as Donkey Kong and Rosalina. Pauline's got some great moves. Charging Chuck is in there, the football player type dude, and King Bob-omb is in there. I honestly cannot wait for this game. I think it's going to be super fun to play. My kid has been playing a lot of golf games, actually, on her iPad. What the Golf, and on the Switch as well. There's also some mini golf games and things like that she's been playing. But this looks like it's going to take the cake. This looks like an incredibly ambitious golf experience made for every type of gamer out there. It also looks like there's quite a bit of finesse, and you have to kind of, negotiate the wind dynamics and aim your shots just right. Feels like there's going to be a lot of really great reward and tactility to the experience. Can't wait for Mario Golf Super Rush. Comes out June 25th. But there's some other sports video gaming news that's brewing over in the Electronic Arts camp. EA and Codemasters have dropped a strange new trailer for F1 2021 where they just show off the character models for the licensed racers that we're going to be able to play as. So we've still got a bit to wait to see some of how the gameplay is going to shape up as part of this new integration, because EA, as we know, has bought Codemasters, and this can mean some very good things for EA Racing. But they also recently bought Metalhead Software, and they make the Super Mega Baseball franchise. So EA is going to be getting back into the baseball business after taking a break for a very long time. Now, this is kind of more arcadey, cartoony baseball, so it's going to be a nice addition to EA's lineup of more straightforward, focused simulation-type experiences. But what's interesting about this acquisition is that suddenly we have this new idea that maybe EA is expanding how they're feeling and thinking about sports games, and what's percolating right now is that perhaps EA Sports Big might be making a comeback. Over on the website and podcast at Sports Gamers Online, the managing editor over there, Mike Straw, has said that I've had some sources, not at EA Sports but higher, tell me that EA is looking at a version of EA Big. EA knows that there's now a market for that again. They've had talks for about 2.5 years now of doing something like this, and it really got serious over the last 12 to 15 months. Now, EA Sports Big, for those that don't know, and I'm sure everybody that's watching this does know, brought us SSX, brought us the NBA Street games, the NFL Street games, FIFA Street, lots of incredible titles. And the other thing that kind of puts some fuel to this fire is the idea that Skate is coming back as well, and that kind of fits within this idea of EA Sports Big. I think that there is a massive market, especially for couch co-op experiences, and it's just baffling to me when we have a system that's, approaching 100 million units sold with a Nintendo Switch, and there is no NBA Jam or NBA Street experience that's sort of modern and current and awesome. To really sink our teeth into. Yes, there's the Playgrounds game, and those were okay, but they've got, under its stable, because EA also owns NBA Jam, they've got these massive franchises, and they own NFL Blitz as well. They picked that up from the Midway acquisition. We're talking about Midway earlier in the rundown. So I really do hope that these rumors are true. Let me know what you think. Do you want EA Sports Big to come back? We've got Skate coming back. Isn't it time for SSX to come back? And would you like to see some more of these street games? Would you like to see some more of these Def Jam games? I really hope that there is kind of a return to form and a little bit more of an experimental awakening at Electronic Arts to dip into their massive archive of incredible properties. And EA Sports Big should be at the top of the list.
EA Sports!
All right, I've got a couple of quick things to talk to you about as well. We've got 2 new little clips from MCU properties that are on the way. Thanks to the MTV Movie Awards, we got a look at Black Widow, where we see Scarlett Johansson as Natasha Romanoff and Florence Pugh as Yelena Belova, getting chased by this motorcycle that's blasting all kinds of shots at the car, and Belova asks the Black Widow, are we just going to try to run away here? And there's a pretty cool maneuver of the door flying out, and the motorcyclist turfing it. Like that sequence quite a bit, but I was even happier to see Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston in the little clip that we've got from Loki, where we see Mobius, who is the character that Owen Wilson is playing, talk to Loki about his penchant for lying and talking too much, and explaining that he is kind of an officious part of the office management of the way that time flows throughout the multiverse. And it's kind of dawning on him that maybe he isn't the most powerful person in the room. I like that sequence quite a bit. I think Owen Wilson is going to be a fantastic addition to the MCU, and I can't wait to see how the comedy kind of bounces back and forth between these 2 terrific actors. Loki is coming up June 9th on Disney+, and Black Widow is going to be hitting theaters as well as Disney+, but their premium video on demand opportunity on July 9th. So the MCU is full steam ahead. We've got lots to look forward to, and both of these projects look like they're going to be a blast. All right, you guys, that's going to do it for the rundown today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back again tomorrow with a fresh episode. Until then, please check out some of the other content that we've been making. And if you dig our channel, hit that subscribe button and that little bell to be notified. Thank you so much to all of our subscribers out there. And of course, to our EPN members. We'll see you soon. And until then, play forever.